Welcome to another edition of Real Talk of Colorado with your host, Watik. Today we're going to be talking to some single parents, going through some of their trials, tribulations, you know, uh, and seeing how it is to try to make it without having someone there to support you and help you. So today on the show, I would like to welcome Reneika and Tamira.
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. Kind of tell us about yourself. How old are you? Where you from? And how long you been here if you've been living in Colorado?
I'm 23. I've been living here all my life, born and raised. So, born and raised here in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, I'm 23. I'll be 24 next month. Born and raised in Denver, too.
Okay, okay. Well, since this is about single parents, kind of take us back to when you had your child. When was this and what was going through your head when you found out when you were pregnant?
Well, I was, 25, 26 weeks? So it was like almost 6 months into the pregnancy. It was a shock. It wasn't really like too much I could do about it. Mm-hmm. So, I just took it and ran with it.
Mm. How about you?
Well, when I found out I was pregnant, I was probably about 10 or 11 weeks. But at that point, pretty much like she said, I was pretty much a little nervous, kind of scared about the outcome of it all. But being how I put myself in that situation, I kind of went with it and see where I was going to go from there.
So what would make you guys scared, that knowing that you're pregnant? What were some of the scary things that came across your mind?
If I was ready or not, if I was going to be a good mom, if I knew what I was doing with the baby as far as when it came home from the hospital, if I was feeding them right and just everything.
You had that same experience
Yeah,
too?
pretty much just being able to maintain as a parent, being young, only 19 years old when I had found out I was pregnant, being able to maintain a roof over me and a child's head, being able to feed it, clothe it, as well as doing that for myself. So that was, as well as, telling my mom or telling my parents or his parents how they were going to react and where I was going to go from there.
So were you guys in a relationship at the time when you got pregnant, or were you just dating?
I was in a relationship with someone else and got pregnant.
I'm sorry, you said you were in a relationship with somebody else?
Yeah, like...
And got pregnant by somebody else or by that same person?
Yes, I was in a relationship with someone and me and him weren't doing anything or whatever. Okay. So, I had my little boo, you feel me?
Oh, okay, okay.
I ended up getting pregnant.
Oh, okay. That's the next show. We're going to bring her back, and that's a separate show. So, so with that being said, so how did the other person that put you in that predicament? How did they feel or react to the situation?
As far as the male that was
the male,
with it,
yeah.
He was excited. So pretty much like he was ready to be there and be a father, and he was happy. Pretty much like he was more excited than I was, of course. So he was ready and to be a dad and things of that nature. But
okay. So. What about you?
Well, when I told him, he was like, "I knew you were pregnant," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." That was pretty smooth on your behalf. But yeah, he was excited at first too, and
okay. At first?
Yeah, things changed.
Things changed. Okay. We'll follow up on that question here in a minute. So the parents, you said you had to tell your parents. What was that like, and how did you feel, and what was their reaction?
Actually, he told my mom. I didn't even get the chance to tell her. As far as his mother and his father, they were there, and we told his mother and things of that nature. And that was their first grandchild from both my parents and his parents. So we told his mom and dad first. They were really excited. He told my mom. Sit down. I can't fix it. Okay. I might need her to go sit there with Andrea.
Okay, we just had a little technical difficulty going on right there, but we're good. So as you were saying, so his parents were okay, and your parents were okay with the situation?
As far as my mom, she was mad. I had already wasn't living with her. I was living with him, and she was a little upset about that whole situation. But as far as him telling her, she was upset, and pretty much I told him to wait until after the holidays so I could receive my Christmas gifts and things like that.
Okay, wow.
From my mom, but he told her after the holidays and at the beginning of the year. He kind of threw it at her.
So, I mean, I guess she might have been disappointed because you know, she thought you probably go to school, get, you know,
Yeah.
go to college and things. So that was some of the reasons why she was upset that you got pregnant.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But as far as everything else, I was done with high school.
Okay.
I was enrolled into college and currently attending college and
Taking
things of that
classes.
nature. So I mean, it's just as far as her being angry, just because I was at a young age, and I wasn't in her house under her supervision still. So I guess she was probably nervous and mad that I had went behind her and had did that thing at had got pregnant at a young age.
What about you, Tamika? How did your parents feel about it?
Tamira. And
I'm sorry.
yeah, well, my mom found out from my cousin. Like, they were all over there partying and stuff, and I revealed this big secret to my cousin I thought I could trust. And my mom just called me crying. She was just disappointed that I didn't tell her. Other than that, like, she accepted the fact, like she said, I was out of high school. I was attending my first semester in college when I found out I was pregnant. So it was just like she was disappointed at the fact that I didn't come to her with it and someone else told her about the situation.
Okay.
But we got over it, the next day, and she was cool. We were shopping.
So how did the news affect your relationship? Did your relationship change when, you know, after everybody found out, and, you know, the news got out there and everybody found out? So between you and your significant others at that time, did our relationship seem to change at any point?
Yeah, well, mine did, like I said, because, you know, I was dating someone else. So I ended up, me and him broke up, of course, and me and my child's father tried to work it out until it was just crazy. My life is, now that I'm looking, talking about it, like, dang. No, it was change. Like, we were together, but then we weren't. Like, it happened like that and like that. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about your relationship?
Like I said, we were together, we were living together, everything of that nature. So as far as it changing, it got better at that time. We found ourselves spending a lot more time together, trying to keep it together and maintain that relationship so that we could prepare to be parents. So I believe at that time it did get better, and he was there with me through the entire pregnancy and things of that nature.
Now, this is a tough question. Was abortion ever an option?
No, I was 26 weeks.
Oh, okay. You didn't have no choice.
No.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. I was pretty far along too. By the time I had even thought about an abortion, I was about 6 months pregnant or anything. So, no, that was never thrown in the water for that round.
Now, having a child is a life-altering experience. Give us a little insight on the pregnancy experience. How did that go for you?
Oh, sickness.
It's awful.
Horrible, waking up every night at 3 o'clock in the morning to throw up till 5 in the morning. Then turn around and do it again from 9 to 12. You could barely eat stuff. I didn't like meat, chicken, beef, none of that, because you could smell the blood and all of it in it. It was pretty gross. My attitude was 150 times worse. Yeah.
It was really, like you said, like life altering. Like it changed everything. I was pregnant in the summer, so it was very uncomfortable. You're just like miserable and sweaty and hot and
don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, your attitude changes, and like I said, I was young. I was just out of high school. It changed, like stopped all that partying and everything. So I was kind of stuck in the house while everyone else was out enjoying their summer and first year out of high school and things of that nature. And I was at home pregnant.
So were you scared at any time?
I was just scared that I was gonna break him. Because he was so little when he came out. And I was like, Mom, he's so fragile. I thought I was going to break his little arms by moving him to change his diaper or something. So that freaked me out.
Oh, wow.
But no, not really. I mean, it was just like a prepare for the better or the worst situation. I mean, anything can happen. It's up to you, you feel me? So just prepare for it all.
What about you? Were you scared?
Probably just nervous more to have her. I don't do good with pain, so I know they say contractions are 10 times worse than your cramps. That is a lie. It's like 1,000 times worse.
Wow.
It's not even compared to contractions and cramps are two totally different things. I mean, as far as that, I was pretty nervous about that, but as far as having her and being a good parent, all I could do is do my best. And as far as that was pretty much the only part that I was scared about.
So many people refer to this as being like, having a blessing from God. Do you agree with this? And if so, why?
Yes, definitely a blessing from God, only because I know how much my mother loves me. Now I get that chance to give someone just that much as love as my mother gave me. So as far as being able to be a good mother and things of that nature, she's really the best thing that's ever happened to me. So definitely a blessing from God.
How about you?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's a blessing. I couldn't say I was on exactly a straight track to, boom, I was going to college and I was just going to graduate. I hung out. I loved partying. Still do, but not as much as I did when I was younger. So, like, I just took it like he changed my life. You feel me? Like, he made me grow up. And better than being a child forever, I went from a transition from being my mom's child to getting ready to have my own child. So it was like I had to take more responsibilities for myself and stuff and not depend on my mom for so much stuff. So it was like, yeah, I would take it as a blessing because he helped me grow up. Because if he wasn't here, I'd probably still be at home with mom.
All right.
Right.
So she said it kind of expounded a little bit on how it changed her life in a sense. So how did it change yours? So
It definitely slowed me down a lot. It showed me more of being a responsible person, more just worrying about myself, feeding, clothing myself. It made me more responsible and want me to strive out as far as being able to take care of her and give her the world, not just giving her necessities, giving her things that would make her smile, pretty much. So it definitely changed in that era, and but definitely gave me a lot more responsibilities and more reasons to stay out of trouble and to be motivated to be all that I can be.
all right, with that, so does I don't know if you guys are religious, but does religion play a role in this for you as well?
I'm not I wouldn't say I go to church every Sunday, but I do believe in God, you feel me? So I took my son to get baptized and everything. I do believe that there's a higher power than me, so I'm a big believer in Christ. So yeah, it plays a role in mine. And me and my son pray every night, so
Okay.
most definitely.
How about you?
Definitely, like she said, I'm not as far as I don't go to church every Sunday. I do try and go as often as I can. But as far as that, I try and raise my daughter as far as that because my grandmother always raised us like that. We definitely pray before we eat and definitely say our prayers at night and pray every day, just because, like she stated, there is a higher power. And without that higher power, we can't maintain things down here. So as far as that, we do things of that nature.
All right, well, let's go to the moment, the day that you got to take your child home. What was that like, the first day I got home with the kid?
It was amazing. It was like starting a whole new life as far as being an adult, stepping into that adulthood and like really snapping into reality. Like, I'm not pregnant anymore. This is a real person. Like, I have to take care of this person. And when they cry, it's not just because they're hungry or just because they are cold. They need that love and that care from me, from being their parent. So that definitely changed a whole lot. It was like starting a whole new life as an adult, younger than most.
Yeah, that first day home was pretty crazy because you don't have the nurses there. There's no laying around pushing a button and somebody comes and gets your baby. So it's like, your baby's crying. I'm like, whose baby? Oh yeah, my kid. Oh snap, you're mine. I gotta help you out. It was like, dang, it was just like a reality check. Like, wow, this kid is mine.
Yeah.
And nobody else is gonna do nothing for him because he's mine. So
that experience, though, just having something there that you had to nurture and see that it was okay and healthy. And I know sometimes, throughout the night, kids don't sleep through the night. So I know you had to get up in the night. So how was all that? Was that?
the waking up in the middle of the night, which was the worst part for me because I love
Getting
my sleep.
adjusted to.
Yeah, and I don't even think I got adjusted to it because, like, on some real stuff, I would wake up in the middle of the night like, Mom, I can't do this. Take your
Right.
grandkid. I just want to sleep for 4 hours straight, and you can give him back. Like, it was hard trying to adjust to that, but then once he got into his rhythm of sleeping, I learned his pattern, so I slept when he slept and didn't have a problem with being up all night because, like, I was working too then, so it was just a change. It was different.
It was definitely took a lot of getting used to, even once I was getting my sleeping back, only because I didn't have a big old stomach, so I can actually lay down comfortably and then know that as soon as I get comfortable, here goes the baby crying to either eat or get changed or whatever that nature. So, but then at that time I did still have him, and his mother was in town helping us as well, and I got a lot of help with that area because I was trying to get back into work and back into school as soon as possible, only because I had to maintain that workflow and that money flow to buy diapers and buy wipes and to keep that milk and things coming in. So it was really hard at first. Okay, you need to sit down, okay? It doesn't matter. Go sit down.
That's her daughter.
Hi, Janaya.
Janaya. So we wanted to welcome Janaya to the show as well. She came in and sitting on us with us. So thank you, Janaya, for coming and letting us know what's going on. Appreciate it. Thank you. Since the show is about single parents, there had to be a point when the other person wasn't a part of this and helping out. So let's go into that. Tell us how that went on and what made the separation happen. And
Pretty much the baby brought a lot more issues to the table as far as I feel like sometimes I'm doing it all by myself. As far as I'm working, yeah, you're working, I'm going to school, and we still have this baby to maintain full time. So a lot of the arguments came in and things of that nature only because I'm doing so much. Why can't you meet me halfway? Or like I felt like I was obligated. I had to stay home, but he had the chance to go ahead and go out and party and things of that nature when I was still at home. So it just brought a lot more issues and more things to argue about and more reasons why I just want to distance, only because I felt like I grew up from the experience, but it didn't make him grow up as much.
Okay.
Well, mine was a little different. I found out my baby's dad was actually having another kid. He has a sister that was born 2 months after my son. So we split up, and it was to the point where he didn't want to be in my son's life because I didn't want to be with him. And so I was like, that's your choice, I'm not going to make you do anything. I'm not going to beg you, and I'm not going to chase you around and all that for you to take care of your child. I'm going to do my part. And if you don't step up, then that's on you. Because at the end of the day, he's going to love me, and he's going to respect me for being there for him. And you being his father, and he's a boy, you know what I mean? So it's gonna look bad on you. And I try to explain you have this relationship with your father, so why would you try to build this kind of relationship with your son? And he has 3 daughters that he sees, does for everything, but my son, nothing. So we just are on 2 different ends of the universe right now.
So since we're on that, that's an alarming statistic going on now with a lot of women who are single, raising kids by themselves without any help. What do you think about that? How do you feel about that?
It's kind of hard to say because I feel like as far as our age by now, everything that a man does goes back to how he was raised. As far as my daughter's dad, his father was in his life so, but he does have a stepfather that was there for him. And then as far as his mother and things of that nature, his mother and his father don't really interact with any other kids. So I feel like him not being there for his daughter goes back to his mom and dad not really being there for him and his siblings. So it goes back to how he was raised. So if that's how you're raised, to not have a father figure or not to be there with your family or take care of your kids, then how are you to know how to do that? So
that's true too, but I would have to disagree because, I have brothers, so you know what I mean. They stepped up, no questions asked.
So mom raised them to be that way,
well,
to be there for their
I guess
family,
that is so too.
Be a dad and be a good brother and be a good boyfriend and things of that nature. As far as my baby dad, maybe his mom wasn't there to tell him,
dad wasn't
you need to be a good father, be a good parent because I'm a good parent.
But see, mine's is it's discrimination against my kids versus his other kids.
Right.
Because he's there for his daughters.
Right.
He just doesn't do for my son. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm I don't know what the problem is. Because it's he could be raised to take care of his kids, but then, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm black. You feel me? His other baby moms are Mexican, and he's Mexican too. So, I'm maybe it's that, but I don't know. You feel me? I'm like I said, I don't put no pressure on it. It's a really big statistic, and it's sad, you feel me? Because it's men have a choice and women don't.